What's going on, Thunder fans? Welcome back, Thunderform Live with the Sooner Surge, a podcast that tells it like it is. As the Thunder rolls, that's kind of like a Garth Brooks song. When the Thunder rolls, the Thunder rolled tonight, 134-114, and it wasn't that close, guys. This was a whipping that was very surprising to me because of Hartenstein being out. It was kind of a revenge game from last week. And it wasn't a game. After the first quarter, this game was over.
Yeah, 32-14 at the end of one. SGA had 15 in the first quarter. Brandon Carlson had 6, including some big defensive possessions as well. Why was he not playing the first time around with no Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein? I don't know. Kind of confused by that, especially when you watch him tonight, how well he played. I think he should have got a little bit of run before it's to this point, round 2. So a good night for him. He finished with 11 points, 3 of 6 from 3. So again, this team kind of different than the last time that they were without their 2 star bigs. They did have Jay Will in the starting lineup tonight. So that is a little bit different than the last time you saw this team be without Isaiah Hartenstein, but just complete and total domination. SGA had 40 in 3 quarters. I mean, I know at one point for me, I'm watching, didn't really pay attention to the clock. I see the scoreboard, though, and I'm like, wait a minute. Why is SGA still in? I mean, he has 40 already. Like, this game's over. Oh, it's the third quarter. There's still 2 minutes and some change left in the corner. So, yeah, just complete and total domination. Did not expect it to go that way with how the time they played 8 days ago. That was a game that went the opposite way and was a lot of offense on both sides. This game had some down the stretch, but really just domination in that first half. 75 points for the Thunder.
Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think just as you heard, especially Shai and J-Dub after the Cavs game especially, they've taken every single game still as a learning experience. They still are such a young team. And the way that they're able to respond, and I think the first time that they played, they didn't play very good defensively, but to hold the Cavs team to 114 points, but in reality, when the starters were in, it was under 100 points. So you just talk about a heck of a defensive game. I think we've talked about this a ton. The Thunder are one of, if not the best defensive team in the NBA. And what they were able to do tonight to the Cavs, who are ranked as a top 3 offense. I don't know if they still are at the top of the league right now. But
They are. And it was 81 points with starters still in through that first 3 quarters. And I mean, really good. The Cavs had a bounce back in the middle 2 quarters compared to that first quarter. But the first quarter was just complete. That is nightmare of a start. I think it was like a 30-2 run, or 30-4 run down the stretch in the quarter. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, and I see the comment about poor Flagler. He was so good of a shooter in college, and when he gets in the game these days with the Thunder, it's like can't hit it, man. I don't know. It's weird.
0 for 8 tonight. 0 for 8.
But he was really good in college, guys. Like 3-point shooter, unbelievable.
That explains how. The team finished with 34% from the 3-point arc.
And you wouldn't have guessed it. You wouldn't have guessed it halfway through the third. But then the rest of the game, they started chunking threes. They shot 53 3-pointers. Oklahoma City did. That's too many. I don't care what the score is. That's too many threes.
Yeah.
Harder game tomorrow, Sooner Freak 29 says.
They have the Mavs tomorrow.
Yeah. At Dallas, correct? Is it at Dallas?
At Dallas, yes. But
yeah, that's what I thought.
I wouldn't say it's a harder game. It's a game that Thunder match up badly in, especially without Hartenstein and Chet now. But I did not expect I thought the Thunder could maybe pull out something, but going off of how the last one went, thought this probably wasn't going to go their way. And that game was over in the first quarter tonight. So
hey, here's something that's surprising for this year to me, just as an NBA fan. And it's not the Thunder. I thought the Thunder would be good. The Cavs are way better than I thought they would be. The other team is the Rockets. The Rockets just won again. It's like they just keep winning. You look in the standings and they're consistently staying in that second spot. And maybe they will stay there throughout the year. I didn't think it was possible, but they keep winning games that you wouldn't think they'd win. You'd think it'd start biting them, but they're winning.
Fun fact: there's still a wider gap between 1 and 2 than 2 and
what's it at right now? 7?
6.5 games. I don't know if it's updated. Yeah, it has updated. So 6.5 games right now. So it's really between 2 and 7 is where there's a wider gap. But
hey, guys, what do y'all think? I mean, you didn't have Hartenstein or Chet tonight, obviously, but that small lineup they use with Jalen Williams playing though too, that's nasty because everybody can take you off the dribble. Everybody takes.
I did not expect them to be successful in that small ball lineup against a team like the Cavs because, I mean, again, you look at the last time these two teams played 8 days ago, Isaiah Hartenstein played, and they were having trouble down low between Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. So not the case tonight, even when they played a little bit of small ball. I mean, Jalen Williams really did not play that much. Jay Will, that is, only 14 minutes. Yep. He started at the 5 for the Thunder, so expected him to get a little bit more play time. Fouls are a part of that, but still a limited night from him.
Yeah, and something to me that's pretty evident about this OKC team, and it was really evident, I would say, some last season-ish, but just them experimenting with so many different things over these last 3 to 4 years. It's like no matter if they go small, if they go more big, if they go more of a balanced lineup, if they maybe want to go with even all guards at points, maybe even having a lineup with, I would consider Dub a guard. I don't really consider him a forward, although he plays a forward.
He's a guard, yes.
Yes, but it's impressive, like you guys said, even whenever that they went small, how dominant they still were. And I think Oklahoma City having those 3 to 4 years of just being awful, where you were playing dudes that aren't even in the NBA anymore on your starting lineup. It's like you see where OKC is now. Trusting the process was really something that's paid off for this OKC team. And we're seeing, in my opinion, the best team in the NBA. I would say the Cavs are the second best team right now, but I think when both the teams are
Boston's still there.
Yeah, Boston's up there. I mean, the Cavs.
I still have Boston over Cleveland right now.
I can't really argue with you on that one, but
I think it's just the experience who they got. When it comes playoff time, I would take Boston in the series over Cleveland.
I like this.
Talking about the playoffs, yes, but right now the Cavs are playing like the second best team.
Right. They're playing like that. Yes.
How they can shoot the ball off the bench as well with that 4-5 combo that they have that talked about a lot. So.
Hey, you kind of hinted about it, Jackson, but one thing that is kind of neat for the Thunder is they've played really good teams. 1 with only Chet, 2 with only a Hartenstein, 3 with neither of them. The only thing they haven't played is with Chet and Isaiah Hartenstein together. Everything else, every other combo you want to throw out there, they've done it. And they've played good teams and beat good teams. So, hey, it was good to see Caruso. Caruso's kind of getting his second gear, I think.
For Alex.
Great night. Hey, he even got it there for the dunk. I was like, whoa.
Efficient, plus 19, 10 points, 3 steals as well. J-Dub had 3 steals. Thunder forced 21 turnovers tonight. They popped the stat in the scorebook at one point, which I hate the way that they show that of turnovers and the points off because I feel like it's backwards in the way that they show it. I think at that point it was 14 turnovers with 21 points off the turnovers for the Thunder. So, yeah, just a fantastic defensive night once again from this Thunder team. I mean, they never. It's rare that they don't have a great defensive night, and holding a team like the Cavs only 14 points in the first quarter shows you that.
Yeah, and that ball was popping tonight. I mean, ball movement, like Tyler says here. There was that one in the third quarter. They were on a roll. It had 5 passes around the perimeter, and they ended up in Joe's hand and just drained it. That was a thing of beauty.
It was great ball movement. I will say there was a couple times tonight that I felt like there was some unnecessary bounce passes, particularly to Isaiah Joe. You get him the ball there, he has a wide open shot. He could pull up that three, and he's probably going to make it. Said they bounce. I can't remember who it was that did it. Maybe it was Dort or Wiggins. Cannot remember. A bounce pass, it takes longer to get to him. Then you're kind of going back into that motion, but it worked out for the Thunder. They were able to move the ball around there, and just a little complaint there about the bounce passes when you have a guy wide open that could drill a three.
Yeah, you talk about how great that Isaiah Joe's been playing as of late, but guys, I don't know if you guys really understand this in a sense, but Shai, with his efficiency and everything, is having one of the top NBA seasons in the history of the NBA.
He's having a great year. He's got to be MVP.
And in my opinion, with tonight's game, I think there's a good chance he solidified the MVP.
Well, here's the thing. I've heard. Listen, I've heard people say that, Jackson, but there's a ton of battle. If he were to get in, I mean, there's a lot of things that could happen. He might not win MVP. Right now, he's definitely the MVP, in my opinion. It's not close. He should be the MVP.
I think
you got to wait for the rest of the year.
I think he wins it. I've been for a bit.
I do too.
It's Jokic's award to lose, but I mean, these last really 3 weeks for SGA, you're watching him. It's just like, how is he continuing to do this? Like tonight, I think you can make the argument that was his best game of the season.
Yeah, he has. Jackson said it. Efficient. I mean, the efficiency.
Yeah, it's just 17 of 26 tonight, 5 of 5 at the free throw line, a couple steals, as well, 8 assists. It's unbelievable. I mean, you see some of the comparisons that get listed. See them every now and then on Twitter and retweet them from StatMoose. I mean, getting some names that anytime you're compared to that name, that's a wow moment. It's a historic season, and as Tyler says it, the way he handles himself is
so
how you want a superstar to do it. I mean, the other night, the Nick Gallo thing, he's like, children, stop messing with him.
Yeah, when Shai said that.
One of the most likable players in the NBA for really anyone that's not even a Thunder fan.
Yeah, and Denny's asking about Cam Johnson. Would you go after him? No, I would not. I would not touch it.
My opinion has changed, guys. I don't think the Thunder need to trade for Cam Johnson, especially with how hot they've gotten as of late. Again, I don't think it's
it up.
Yeah, now if you'd asked me 2 weeks ago, I was like, yes, they should go and do this. But my opinion's changed. I don't think it's worth it, and especially with how good Aaron Wiggins is starting to play as of late as well. It's not worth it to have to maybe ship off a guy like Wiggins or Joe to get a player like that when it could, as you said, mess things up.
I think to get somebody like Cam Johnson, you're probably going to have to give up both. Brooklyn wants a lot for him. That's their trade target right now, that they have the absolute most desire to get a massive return out of everyone that they have on their roster. See some of the trades that they've made as of late and the returns that they got there. I think with Cam Johnson, it's going to be significantly more. And quick little update, SGA officially leads the NBA and points per game now, past Giannis tonight.
Hey, SGA guys. I think he's going to win the MVP too. I agree with you guys, but I'm trying to think and interested to know y'all's opinion and the chat too, but he plays a different game than a lot of players.
Absolutely.
There's not many guys like you can talk. Okay, Anthony Edwards. He plays more of an explode. SGA is almost in slow motion out there. It looks like he's not, but he plays so under control. Mid-range game, all that. He's almost like a throwback a little bit. It's really fun to watch, man.
His body control,
how he's
able to leverage.
Who's the comparison right now? Anybody?
There is no comparison.
Well, here's what I would say. I know it's totally different size and everything, and this guy shoots more threes. But the way Luka plays with his body and stuff, there's some similarities. There's some similarities with his bodies, but he's just so much more athletic. Yeah, I think. I don't think there's anybody right now that's playing the way he's playing and what he can do. He can pretty much do it all. By the way, I have to say this on the Thunder Live because I saw it tonight. I had to do a double take. I did not believe what I saw. I did not think it was a true stat. Okay. In fact, I thought, no freaking way. But Lou Dort passed somebody today in three-pointers. Do you know who it was, guys? Hunter, I think.
Joe?
No. History, NBA history. He passed somebody.
Hall of Famer.
More three-pointers.
As a top 10
Just
player.
take a guess. Take a guess, Jackson. Who did he pass? Yeah, there it is. Larry Bird.
What? Are you being
Lou Dort
serious?
has more threes made than Larry Bird.
It's crazy to think about how little they were shooting the three ball back then for most of his career, because a lot of people would put Larry Bird in that conversation as one of the best 3-point shooters of all time. And Lou Dort's just your run-of-the-mill 3-point guy for the Thunder, not even really first, second, third, sometimes not even the fourth option in the offense, and already able to pass him only, 6-7 years into NBA career now?
And I guess I should have verified this stat, but it was from OKC Thunder stats. I'm pretty sure it's legit. So I wouldn't think it wouldn't be coming from them, but I thought that was wild.
That's crazy to believe.
But they didn't shoot the three ball like they do now, like you guys said. It's a totally different game. I mean, no teams were shooting 53 threes a game back then. I promise you that. But yeah, so big win for the Thunder, guys. Now let's see what happens. I mean, how many more games till the All-Star break are we looking at?
Probably, I would say like 10 to 15-ish, probably.
I have to look. I don't have it in front of me, but you're getting ready to wind down here. And then I think after the All-Star break, what do you think? Then do you think you see Chet right after? Or you think they hold him off longer? Because he looks like he's progressing pretty well.
14 games to the All-Star break, if my math is correct, which that looks about right for an 8-day.
14 games sounds about right.
Games. So I still don't think you rush it. We've talked about it last couple lives. Jeremy was on it. I said that you get him back about a month before the playoffs and let him get back into the swing of things there. There's no reason to rush him. I mean, you're playing the best team in the East and you're winning by 20. When your starters left, you were up by almost 40 at that point. Why rush them back? And they're doing that without Isaiah Hartenstein. So I don't think there's any sort of rush there.
No, yeah. I think he probably is going to return end of February, early March. There's no point, as Hunter said, with Hartenstein supposedly only supposed to be out for a week. We'll see maybe if they keep playing well, if they decide maybe to hold out Hartenstein until the All-Star break. I don't know if that's a possibility or not, but to just hope that he's completely healthy. But, yeah, I think that OKC, when they're fully healthy, and I don't think that there's a team in the West. Now, the Mavericks, they can give the Thunder a run for their money, but I still think the Thunder are even maybe a tier above the Mavs with just the depth and how dominant that they've been playing when fully healthy. They have the size to match up. There's an argument that OKC is the most deep team in the NBA. I mean, I don't think anyone in the West outside of the Mavs in a 7-game series can give OKC a run for their money. I really don't.
I that's the thing. I'm still holding on. I mean, this team is still very young, and when you get in the playoffs and you get some of those veterans in there, that's what the Thunder. They got to take this next step this year. They got to make the finals, in my opinion. You got to move up to the next step and make the finals. Heck, I mean, with this roster, you really need to win a championship. Now, I think Boston's going to be tough. I think Boston's coming out of the East, guys. So I think it's going to be tough, but I think right now they're the best team in the NBA. I think a lot of people would agree with that, and they're going to have home court advantage. They have a lot of things in their favor. Hopefully they'll be healthy, and let's hope they can get a championship for the Thunder. By the way, guys, as we close here tonight, we talked about it before January started. We said this schedule in January, guys, it's a doozy. It's brutal. They have one loss right now. I mean, that's That's wild. That's how good they're playing. They have one loss right now against some stiff competition they played in January, and it's not getting any easier. So, got to finish this month strong, get some more wins, stack them up, and get to the All-Star break, and then see what happens when you get Hartenstein back and you get Chet back, and see what happens there. So, there you have it, guys. The Thunder win again, 134-114, and a game that wasn't that close, but still get the 20-point victory. Thanks for watching tonight. Appreciate it. We'll be back next time for Thunderform Live.